Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bridget. How you guys doing today? Happy Sunday. I hope you've had a relaxing weekend. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. It's the red button, and if you hit on the bell sign, you get notification. A lot of people say they don't get my notification when I post videos. That's because your bell sign is not on. You need to click on the little bell down there, just by the right hand side. Then you get a notification on your phone or any of your devices whenever I share a new video. Thank you very much. So guys, I'm doing a little bit of is it public health announcement today, and unfortunately we know the era that we're in COVID-19 pandemic still. And those of us in the who live in the UK, we are really feeling it because we've been locked down, and this lockdown is actually tier 5, they call it now. That means everything is locked down completely except only essential services, which is like basically chemists for medication, and then supermarket for food. So every other thing is locked. When they say locked down, as in they are even fining people now. If they find you outside for no just cause, you're just parading or going to visit people, the police are actually giving people fine. I know someone told me that two of their friends have received a fine of £100 each, because they'll ask you where you are going, and if you are not able to defend where you are going and where you are coming from, especially people who use public transport. Right. So unfortunately, the news is that this gentleman, his name is Dr. Edward Bemudu. He is a US-based physician, and he went to Nigeria in December for a burial. He went to attend a burial, and unfortunately, he caught COVID-19 while in Nigeria, and he didn't make it. So the news is that he works in Olive Branch. His friends and are mourning the death of a long-time Olive Branch physician, Dr. Edward Bemudu, who died from COVID-19 while visiting his home country of Nigeria. It is believed that he was also was a staff of Baptist Hospital as well. He contracted the virus while attending a funeral. He was hospitalized, but he never recovered. And his close friends has been speaking to the news about him, saying that he's a very compassionate man, very caring about his patient. He deeply cared about his patients, and he's the sort of physician that always wants the best outcome for his patients, and he never gives up. This is what Dr. Emmanuel Obi, who practices in the same area, said about him. And everybody has been speaking very fondly about him. So I'm sharing this information with you guys because I know a lot of people travel. I've got friends who travel in December as well to Nigeria, and I'll get to my point in a minute. But I just want to give you more updates about this gentleman. He traveled to Nigeria on the 15th of December, and on Christmas Day was when he started having symptoms of COVID-19, and in less than 1 week, he was dead. So the friend, Dr. Obi, said he spoke to him and that he was on 100% oxygen. But apparently his condition went from bad to worse. The doctor, or his friend Obi, also said that the hospital where he was did not have a respirator. You see, one of the issues, there was no respirator in the hospital. I think it may have been a private hospital. So he then made arrangement to get one sent to him, and he spoke to a good friend of theirs who lived in Nigeria, but they said it was going to take 2 hours before they could get the respirator to him, and by the time the respirator got to the hospital, he was gone. And that, he said, it happened very, very fast. I mean, this is somebody who's lived in the US for a long time. He's a physician himself, taking care of people, treating people as his job. And it's just sad that, he had to lose his life in this way. And this could have been avoided. And, now he's left his friends and family and, brokenhearted, and everybody who loved him, just sad now that he just died suddenly in Nigeria while on a visit. Apparently, he went for a burial. That's what he went to Lagos for a burial. And the reason why I'm sharing this story is because I want you guys to understand that in Nigeria, people still do not believe that COVID-19 is real. Trust me. If you go on social media, any celebrity or anybody that comes on online to say, oh, I've got the virus, it's God that saved me, they'll say, oh, how much did they pay you? People do not believe that this thing is real. They see it, and in fact, I stopped talking to people in Nigeria about it because they want to lecture me about it. And being a survivor of COVID-19 by the grace of God, I don't want to hear any of those BS from anybody. I lose patience with people very quickly over this matter because you can't come and tell me about what I have been through when you haven't been through it. So what do you know that you want to tell me? Now, I know that there's been, a lot of speculations and so many things being said about this virus, including other things about, the what was it called, the vaccine. That's not what I'm talking about now. People have their own opinions about it. The point is that the average Nigeria does not believe that COVID is real. I've got cousins who tell me, Bridgie, please don't believe Nigerian government. They are not doing this to eat money. They're always looking for opportunity to steal. This is an people in Nigeria are so they have serious lack of trust for anything that comes from government or establishment or anything because of, you don't blame them, is what they've seen happening over the last 60 years. So they find it very difficult to trust anything the government says. But this thing is a pandemic and it's a matter of life and death, and over 1 million people worldwide have died. I know the infection rate in Africa is quite low, but it doesn't mean that it is not there, especially in Nigeria. A place like Lagos is overpopulated, as we all know. So they are on each other's face. People don't use masks, they don't use hand sanitizer, they don't even. I hear that even if you go from abroad and you start wearing masks, they start looking at you funny, or people will start running away from you like, what's wrong with this one? So that is the situation on ground, sadly. But the is beginning to increase over there now. If you look at the figures from the NCDC, you'll see that more people are dying. And unfortunately, I don't think people who go to private hospitals usually don't get well. From what I know so far, observing what's happening in Nigeria about this coronavirus, it seems like it is only those who go to the isolation center. That's the government centers that they've created to take people to when you're unwell, when you have symptoms. They are the ones that usually, a lot of them get well. But I don't know. I think they may have taken this gentleman to a private hospital. Hence, they were talking about not having, the right equipment and not having, the ventilator that they needed when the man needed it, the respirator that they needed, when the man needed it. Now, I want to play a couple of videos. I want to play this video to you about, popular Nigerian comedian Ali Baba, who also came out publicly recently to say that he got COVID and that he was in isolation center and that he saw a lot of people that died. But you will not believe it that still, even with this video, Nigerians don't believe. Hey, I don't understand. Listen to this.
The other thing is COVID is real. COVID is real. And my sympathy goes to all who have lost loved ones within the period that this COVID had come to Nigeria. Now, please be aware, the next wave of COVID that is around now is deadlier than this strain of COVID is deadlier than the one that had come before because it's mutated. The people that are going about carrying on like they don't have COVID or have not gone to be tested have COVID. They are symptomatic and they will spread it to you. You may not have the immunity that some people have, and as such, you may not be seeing it that this thing is killing. Let me tell you, people are dying. Pastors, doctors, professors, billionaires, poor men, less privileged, people are dying every day. Those numbers you see are not fake. There are people who have been self-medicating. And to make it worse, I spent all my Christmas and New Year in isolation. What I just want to let you know is COVID is real. COVID is real. I was in room 4, and I can tell you that from room 1 to 5, the number of people that were taken out because they died. I have spoken with Egbons who have survived. I've spoken with people who attended parties and 2 days later died. This COVID is real. Don't let anybody. If Gio is wearing mask, the Gio is wearing mask, he's telling people to be careful. Are you more prayerful than the Gio?
So that's Nigerian king of comedy, Ali Baba there. He did a video trying to warn his followers and the general public about who still don't believe in Nigeria that COVID is real. But I tell you, even when this video made it to the blogs, people were still saying, hey, how much they pay him? He don't collect money again. Government, they don't come again. How come we know they no person where die? We never ever see person where die. Now, so from all these celebrity mouth, now we dey hear say COVID they kill. How come you don't, you see? So this is the kind of things that people are saying. And I brought all these in so that you guys will be aware that Nigerians till today, even though they have eyes they can see, they are on social media sleeping there day in, day out. They are on blogs. They can see what is happening all over the world. They still don't believe that this virus is actually in Nigeria, which is really sad. This is another Nigerian celebrity, very popular musician, P Square, Peter Okoye. He also recently survived it, and he came out also to speak about it. You see, I feel like I was saying something to when Ali Baba put that post there. I said, I made a comment there. I said, you know what? If you guys are celebrities keep coming out to say COVID is real, nobody's going to believe. The average Nigerian, because they are so they lack so much trust for anything that is coming out from government. They believe that you are paid so that you can spread propaganda, or you can just spread lies. So maybe the only way you can get Nigerians to actually believe that COVID-19 is real is to get the pastors on board, because I'm sure that when all the pastors are started, because they still load themselves in church every Sunday. They still congregate every Sunday. They still go to their mosque every Friday for prayers. So maybe if you can get the imams and the pastors to come on board and advise them of the danger, and then perhaps if they tell their community or they tell their congregation, then they can believe. But coming from people like Ali Baba, Peter Okoye, or any of those people, they are not going to believe it. So unfortunately, that doctor went to Nigeria and he didn't make it back, which is really tragic. Being a medical doctor, one can question that he should have known better. He should have been protecting himself while he was there. But we don't know the circumstances that what happened in Nigeria, because they don't use masks over there. So I'm just warning you guys that if you need to go to Nigeria for anywhere, especially for funeral purposes, make sure that you are still using your mask and using your hand sanitizer. Protect yourself, because the average Nigeria does not believe it's real, and they transmit it up and down because they don't protect themselves. So make sure that tell your people back there that it is real, whether they believe it or not, and people should learn to protect themselves, because people are actually dying from it. This is a gentleman that traveled all the way from the US to Nigeria, only for him to just go and die in Nigeria like that. I'm sure if he was in the US, maybe he would have survived it. Maybe he would have had more care. If he had gone to the isolation center, perhaps, because a lot of people are surviving from isolation center. But as you know, you can never predict with this disease, with this virus. One person can have it and survive, another person will have it and not survive. May God help us. We will see the end of this. We will not see the end of us, in Jesus' name. So I'm just going to leave it here today. Wishing you guys a very fruitful week ahead. Make the best of your time, and God will help us, those of us still isolating, to isolate peacefully our mental and emotional well-being. God will help us to take care of it. Thanks for watching. I love you. Bye-bye.